into a new year of 2026, and this is what I am theming, I guess, this year to come. And it's for me, it's not going to be just an ordinary, because we're coming into a time of work. I think of gardeners and those who have gardens. When you got to dress the garden for the season to come, you got to get all the old stuff out. You got to plow the ground. You got to get the ground ready. What is that? That's the work. That's most of the work that most people, why we don't have gardens, why I probably would never have a garden. And plus, I don't want my mom screaming at me because I didn't plant something because I didn't feel like doing it that day. So I'll leave that to somebody else to have that situation. But it is work that has to take place in order to benefit from it. The cucumbers taste good. The tomatoes taste good. Whatever you get out of the garden, it tastes good, but it took work to get there. So the winter season tastes good. Didn't it feel good to say it's my winter season? It feels good to say I'm going to win, but it's the work that has to go into it in order to get you to that place. This is what I'm dubbing 2026 is the year of renewing. The year of renewing. We're talking about renewing from a biblical perspective. I give you 3 scriptures that we're going to base our teaching off today and to come. Is mainly Ephesians, the 4th chapter, and verse 23. Ephesians 4:23 says, "Be renewed in the spirit of your mind." That word there, renew, means to make a person different than the past, or to change from a carnal life to a kingdom life. That's what we're going to talk a lot about today. Romans 12:2, very familiar, says, "Be not conformed to this world." This is where we missed the boat on this scripture passage. It wasn't talking about don't conform to what the world do from the standpoint of how they go about living, but don't conform to a mindset that the world has, that goes after uselessness, things that doesn't have any value to it. And so be transformed. How are we being transformed? By the renewing of our mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by renewing our mind. Colossians 3:10. I don't know if I put that one up but yeah, you're going to have to find that one for me. I added that one on you. And he says, having put on the new man, which is renewed in the knowledge after the image of him that created him. Something that I realize that God gives us that shifts my understanding and my thinking of wisdom. He says in James, the 1st chapter, if any of us lack wisdom, let him ask of God. This is what we have available to us. We have available to us the wisdom of God. God's way of doing things and what God knows. So not only do we have access to God, but we have access to what God knows. What does God know? So what do you have access to knowing? It has to be revealed to us, but once it's revealed, it belongs to you. It becomes yours once it's been revealed to you. So now that gives us a competitive advantage to know things that you don't have to enroll in school to know these things. You don't have to go to college to know these things. You don't have to have a degree to know these things. It can be revealed to you if you wish to. And so if we make a point that I'm renewing my mind, I'm changing my way of thinking, and we seek God's wisdom in doing so, he will reveal to us the thing necessary in order for us to gain the advantage or gain traction in changing our mindset and changing our lives. So for today's message, I want to talk about it's time to exchange. We got to leave the past in the past. We got to leave what didn't work for us behind. And if we're going into 2026, this is what's amazing about this revelation that we're speaking of today. There are 3 days before 2026. We had, am I right? Today is the 28th. 4.
So it'll be on Thursday.
Yep, so 28, 29, 30, 31. So we have 3 days before the new year comes into play, because the new year will be on the 1st, right?
Right.
So we got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to make our minds up. This is why I'm gonna challenge you. You and I decide what 2026 is gonna be like, or whatever happens to you is gonna happen to you in 2026. Now you have to ask yourself, if I've been going through what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say this. You can accept the things that's going to happen to you, or you can make some things happen for you. But the choice is up to us. We get to choose. We have to plant, we have to water, but who brings the increase? God brings the increase. So there's a joint partnership that has to work together, but in order for this to happen, we have to exchange some things and going into a year of renewing. This is a year of building. You know, after Christmas Day, this is the time period where people are out and about. What they're doing? They're shopping. What they're doing as they're shopping? What they're doing first? They exchange it, right? They take from what is exchanged, and then they go shopping with, or if someone bought them something, or they want to get the cash for it, or sometimes when you in a jam and you going through a little poor season, you turn all them Christmas gifts in to go pay that card holder to pay that bill that you have. I don't know. Somebody told me that's what happens sometimes. Y'all ain't never done that? Okay.
Thank God I didn't have
Yeah.
How about you not get yourself in that situation?
Don't get yourself in that situation.
That's right.
Well, in order to get yourself out of that situation, what you got to do? We got to change some things. Huh? We got to exchange some habits. We got to exchange some patterns that we may have had in order to gain the result that we want to. We have to exchange what we don't like, what we don't want, or what we don't need for something we do like, we do want, and we do need. I'm telling some of us, we need to exchange the life that we don't want for the life that we do want and that we could be living. The life that we could be living. And it takes action to get to that life, to get to that standpoint. This is work. Why is it so hard? Why is, it's good to sing the song about living a best life, but it's work that got to go into living that life or sustaining that life. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? But everyone is not doing it. Why? Because they know it takes work. Y'all, just coming to the end of the year, January and February, sorry for y'all gym folks that go on the regular, y'all will not like January and February, because everyone and their mother will be in the gym talking about this is my year until February the 15th, because they're going to quit. Why? Because it's hard. They're tired. Every muscle in their body hurting right now. Because it ain't moved in 3 years. How is it going to? It takes a little time, the resistance, the pressure, the pain. But when you get through the pain, I don't even understand this. You went in the gym one day and you're in the mirror already. Ain't no change happened. Nothing happened yet. You got to give it some time in order to start seeing some results. But it be in the mirror like, that's why I don't like going to the gym. What you looking at? Just get to work. Don't worry about what the result gonna look like. Put the work in, and the work gonna show itself. Somebody, man, you looking buff. You looking like you changed. Let the result show. But they're all day in the mirror. They ain't came in 2 weeks, but they're in the mirror. Ain't nothing happened. Ain't nothing happened in 2 weeks. You got some catching up to do. I did that last time when I was going to the gym on the regular. I missed about 2 or 3 weeks. I just got past the hurt of running, and now my ankles and my knees not hurting no more. And then I missed 2 weeks, and guess what? I got to start all over again. That's what happens. See, when it gets hard, when it gets tough, when you got to face some things that you've been putting off for years to face, and you get a little resistance in facing those things, we run from it quickly. We put it to the side quickly. But see, when you get to the point to where enough is enough, and you know you're gonna live the life that you were meant to live, then it doesn't matter anymore. These things, when you start feeling unhealthy, when you get up here like me and you can't breathe, you start saying, you know what, it's time to lose some weight. I don't need nobody to tell me I can't breathe. You might be sitting in your seat right there wanting to tell me he feels like he can't breathe. You need to tell me, so you don't look like you can breathe. That's why, because I'm not doing the things healthy in order for me to get up here and speak without losing my breath. So guess what I got to do? I got to shed some pounds. I got to stop eating some candy. I got to stop doing these things. And then next thing you know, after 10 days or so, 15 days, you don't even want candy anymore. You don't want the thing that's holding you back anymore. But it's getting through that period. This is why fasting works, because it quenches the flesh. It puts the flesh under subjection. And then now, if you go 10, 15 days without eating certain things, you don't care for them anymore. You got to force yourself back to eating the things that yeah, really. You got to force yourself to do it. Yeah, I remember times when we did a 21-day fast. After that 21 days, you don't want meat, you don't want whatever it was that you did the Daniel fast or whatever it was with vegetables, juices. And then, you ain't, ribs? Who want ribs? Y'all know how much I love ribs. That stuff don't. But then I found a way to eat some ribs. Give up the sugar. Give up the sugar and carbs and eat all the ribs you want. That sounds like a diet to me. I could lose some weight doing that. I lost a lot of weight. Y'all know the last time when I lost the 15, 20 pounds, all I did was stop eating candy. That was it. So that was a lot of sugar that was. Now, I must put in proper perspective how much candy I was eating. I'm not talking about 3 or 4. I'm talking about bags and boxes. I remember Brother Pat used to come in with a 22 box of gummies. That's probably 2 of them I eat in a day. I'm not talking about 2 packs. I'm talking about 2 boxes of the candy. So, why? Because I know how important it is to be able to breathe when I'm up here in order to deliver properly. And I don't hoop like that, so I don't need my breathing to sound like I need a break or something. Is you all right? Oh no, that's preaching to most people. No, that ain't how we gonna do it. We gonna exchange what's not working for what is working, to change from a carnal life to a kingdom life. Now, this is the question that I have to have. When they say carnal life, it just means fleshly. It's given into the flesh. So use the same example. If we want to exercise to get healthy and it's too hard to get on the treadmill, you give it into the flesh. Okay. And then we're talking about a kingdom life. My question becomes if you don't know what a kingdom life look like, how do you know what to exchange for, what you're exchanging for? So what Jesus came to preach is to show you what you were exchanging for. He didn't say that you were giving up life. He just said you were switching the quality of life that you have. That you won't be dominated by sin, but you will be dominated by grace. We don't fully understand the grace of God because we think grace is going to make people be able to live the way that they want to live. That's a misunderstanding of grace. Grace is going to give you the strength and the power in order to, you know what grace is going to tell you? You know you need to get on that treadmill, don't you? You know what grace going to tell you? Grace going, yes, it's going to hurt right now, but look at the health benefit that is going to be afterwards. Grace is going to get you, it's the Spirit of God. It is God at work in us to overcome the obstacles that we want to overcome. We don't have to do it in our own strength. In the kingdom living, God gives you the strength to overcome the things that we quote the scripture often. I can do all things through Christ. But we complain about not being able to do nothing. But what the scripture says. So whenever I come against an adverse situation that is dominating me, I have to remind myself that I can do this through Christ. So now I have to back up from myself and tap into the strength that Christ has given me. This is a divine exchange that takes place because we are made in his image after his likeness. And so we have an ability to tap into something that is available to us because of how we have been made. So yeah, we are amazed by how people, you don't know what you can overcome until it's time to overcome it. You know, some people have accomplished things that they didn't think they would be able to accomplish, but they didn't know until they had to go through it. Some folks didn't know that they had talents and abilities that can make them a living on a day-to-day basis until COVID came. And COVID forced people to get out of comfort zone because they had to provide for themselves because the old way of providing wasn't available at that time. So we had to change up things. So, you know, you used to go to the office every day, and then now the office was at home, and you realize we didn't really need the office the whole time. Now, don't y'all get mad at me, government folks and all these folks. I know y'all trying to get people back to the office, but you're just wasting money. Because they're doing the same job. Look, they didn't want to work at their house. They put the mouse on the little pad and went to the mall, and guess what they're doing at work? They're leaving and going to the mall. They ain't supposed to be at work. They ain't supposed to be at the mall. They're supposed to be at work. They're still doing the same thing. So is having them in the office going to cause them to do the work still? No. They ain't going to do the work regardless. So save yourself some money. That's $10,000 a month you paying on the lease you can be saving. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know why I went there.
It's true.
We're talking about having a different outcome than the outcome that we used to getting. There is an exchange that has to take place. See, no one told me this. I stumbled across it because I knew that there was more to what I was seeing everybody accepting. And so y'all, if y'all been around me long enough, I'm not going to ever accept average. It's just not going to happen. Why? Why does something just have to be average when it could be more than that? I'm asking the question. Hey, I know I sound like I'm fussing, but y'all, look, for one time, y'all help the pastor out. Preach to me. Why do so many people just accept being average? What I'm talking about average is whatever life throw at me, that's what I'm going to take.
That's what I was going to say. Easy.
It's easier. So it's just easier not to try, and then whatever happens, it happens. I ain't going to throw no seed out there, but whatever the ground bring up, that's what we going to eat.
And that's exactly
Or what's really going to happen is we're going to go around saying we ain't got nothing to eat, when God done put bags of seed on the table for us. This is what God showed me when I was young. I didn't know it was God showing it to me, but this is what happened, what showed me. He says, from this one seed, this is what I'm talking about, don't be average. This is what I guess because I was a bad kid too, but this the average kid gonna look just for an orange. I'm looking for the bushel. I don't want the orange. I want a lot of oranges. Why? Because I can eat them all day. I remember we had a Chinese plum tree behind our house, and every kids would go get one. Where you going? You coming? No, I'm still picking. Why? Because they had more than enough. If they got more than enough, why are we taking one? No, that's what, go. Yeah, it's my mom's fault. That's whose fault it is. She used to tell us growing up, you only get one present. You only get one thing. So I knew I had other aunties and uncles and stuff up there. I know for Christmas, Lamar not going to have just one thing. Somebody else going to buy me something. So the mindset to me was there the whole time. I know I'm not wired for it. God gives you gifts for certain things in ministry and in life. And it's my question all the time. Why do we? And then God do this thing to me and bring me out of my darkness into his marvelous light. Out of the muck and mire clay, he placed my feet on the rock. He established my way. He told me he was my shepherd and I shall not want. He made me to lie down in green pastures. He restored my soul. He leaded me in the path of righteousness, and it was for his name's sake. And then he said, yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will fear no evil because I'm going to be with you. My rod and my staff, they going to comfort you. I'm going to prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. I'm going to anoint your head with oil, and I'm going to allow your cup to run over. And surely, goodness and mercy going to be with you all the days of your life. I done got excited. And then I got to church, and they ain't look like that. You know what they look like? Average. Do y'all serve the same God that I serve? That's the question that I used to ask. And I'm hearing, he's been good to me. Why you don't look like it? Why you don't sound like it? You let church folk leave out of church and see how good God sounds to them. Everything on their body they're talking about, that's what they're talking about. That's not the goodness of God. I understand now that some of y'all seasoned folks, I understand you, because I wake up sometimes and it hurt and I ain't even 50 yet. But our conversation on the day, my mother had this favorite saying of hers that she been coined, that God blessed me directly. I hear that all the time. You know why? Because she believed that. You know why she believed it? Because that's what he has shown her in her life. So if she go to talking about, if God, no, God bless you directly. You ain't in that category because you got a different way of thinking. Can God bless more than Sister Toulouse directly?
Yes, he can.
So my mindset is, if God bless her directly, do we serve the same God? I don't believe sometimes we believe that we serve the same God. I think we done got duped just like the crazy people who believe all of the foolishness that's online. Jesus, whatever you want him to look like, that's the way he is. We all come to the same place but serve a different Jesus. How is that possible? Huh? You go into, we so far off track, I don't know how to get back. You go into different churches and we talking about the world and the church can't get along. Now I know I gotta go here. I don't want to go here. But who should have been at the forefront during COVID time? The church, right?
The church.
Y'all know who was the most divided group during that time? Now, how is that? But we want to go out and compel people to come. Come to what? The division? Come join the strife that we got. No, I've got enough strife in the world. That's just, so we got to exchange some things, right? That has not been working. We got to change some things.
Man.
I know we got some new folks coming now, and he keep tugging on me because I know some of his questions that he got, and some of them are valid because that's what we don't see. And one of them he always pulling out of me is in regards to money, because money is the root of all evil. Ain't nobody gonna correct me. Because that's what the church taught everybody. Money is the, you know, why is you giving chicken plates every week then if money is evil? We got to renew something. I ain't say stop giving chicken plates. But what I'm saying is if you tap into the kingdom, the chicken can live. Y'all didn't get it. I didn't take no medicine this morning, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all know what it is? It's a renewed way of thinking. Because what the old folks had to do, the new folks don't have to do.
Amen.
And then the old folks get mad at the new folks because they don't have to do it. Let me tell you something, older folks. I ain't riding no bike to school. I got a car. Y'all had to ride a bike to school. You know why? I appreciate the car because I didn't have to ride a bike. Now I did. That's the generation before. The folk before that, they didn't have a bike. Guess what they had to do?
Walk.
Is you gonna walk if you got a car? No, walk to work tomorrow. That's what you do. If you wherever you gotta go, I want y'all to walk to it because you don't deserve a car. I see all y'all face. The devil is a lie. I know you gonna get gas in your car and you gonna go where you gotta go at, right? Y'all know my favorite one is washing clothes. I had this experience with an older person when I first came into the kingdom, when I first got saved. And we had a discussion about washing clothes. And y'all kids these days, y'all know, you should be washing. I am not putting no clothes on the clothesline outside. I'm not getting a washboard and washing myself. The washing machine does that. I'll sit there and watch the washing machine washing. But I'm not, for what? Because we have a washing machine. Now let's bring it to modern day, since we brought it up. We've been writing checks for how long? A long time, right? Now they're saying they're gonna get rid of it. Now, where I used to have to go into the bank to deposit, I can just snap my phone and deposit it now. So that means time change. Kids laugh at me because I still got CDs. They ask me, what's that? It is not a UFO. This is what we used to play music on. You know what they got? It downloaded right to their phone. They do not have to go to the store and get a CD back. Now, don't y'all feel sorry for the people that had the tape player when you got the CD? They had to rewind it to the song that they want. Now, what if your favorite song was the fifth song? You used to hate that because you was trying to get to the good song and you had to, and sometimes you passed it up and then you had to go back, right? And then now the CD player came along and now you can just skip to the track that you want. And then now it's downloaded the way you don't have the extra cost to go get you could download the whole album. Sometimes I feel like it's stealing. I've just downloaded the whole album and they ain't had to do nothing. It's just, y'all gonna let me play this whole album and I ain't paying for nothing? Now I guess I'm paying for the streaming, to have the streaming app. What point you make? I know it's humorous, but things have and is changing. My question is, are you? I'm not in certain areas. Some things I'm still trying to hold on to. You can't hold on to it anymore. You either change with it or you're going to get left. So I know I don't want to be left. Mr. sitting here talking about I don't want to be average. Well, if you keep going where you're going, guess what you're going to get? Another average result. I remember my uncle going into the bank and they told him the kiosk machine is right over there. He said, well, where the teller at? There is none. You got to go to the kiosk machine now. He left out the bank. Now, y'all going to give me a teller. Well, you ain't going to deposit nothing, sir. We don't have tellers in here anymore. Why? Now it has shifted. It has changed. We're exchanging things in order to not see. That's why we know the time is coming soon because of how fast things are moving. It took you a while to get on television to get the word around. Now people across seas can just zoom into what you putting online and hear the gospel where they couldn't hear the gospel before. Everybody's life is on. You watch the news for what? How many of y'all still watch the news? Besides Sister Toulouse. Y'all know we don't have to turn it on Channel 9 no more. Matter of fact, I'm saying Channel 9, I don't know, whatever the news station is. But before the news get it, somebody's sending it to the news. You just log on Facebook. They got it before they sent the clip to the news and the news put it on. You waited until 10 o'clock to watch something that's been on live since 4. I bet, right? They fast too. Could you stop the crime? Oh, they record. Do y'all see this? The man is beating the woman. Can you stop him, please? No, wait, let me get the footage first so I can send it to the news. What you doing? Record right there at school. They got a whole brawl going on there. They record. Is somebody gonna tell a teacher they're fighting? No, this is good stuff. Y'all know how many views I'm gonna get from this? Y'all, guess what? I'm about to go viral. You go, why? Because you didn't stop the fight? What? I just waste all my time. I ain't even get to my message.
Next week.
Just give me 10 more minutes. I'm gonna tie this in some kind of way. This is how I'm looking at it, because recently we just did this. But it was a good metaphor that popped up. If we're going into a new year, we have to trade in some things in this year and previous year that's not going to work or that has gotten to its place of use and is no longer beneficial to you. CDs are no longer beneficial to me. Even though the car that I have still got a CD player, I don't put no CDs in it. Why? Because she said, I do. Because it's no longer useful to me. Because all I got to do is put Apple CarPlay on and it's going to play every song that I need to play. It's on the playlist. I can make my own CD on the playlist right now. So I trade in the old way for the new way. So for the same metaphor, we got to trade in the old for the new. So I ask you this question, since we ain't gonna get into the put on principle, but you can go to Ephesians the 4th chapter, in that same verse 22 through 24, and we'll maybe talk about that on Wednesday or next Sunday. The put on principle. This is not something, it may be something the world adopted, but it's in the Bible. He said to put off the old man concerning the corrupt lust or the evil lust, and put on a new man which is made after God. So what he's trying to tell us is put off the old man which was under the law, which was under carnal thinking, and put on the new man, which is a new way of thinking. We have to change our mindset to get the different result that we want. You got folks just argue you down about how things are. You can change them. Don't allow yourself to be subject to how things are. You don't have to live in that system, is what I'm saying. We can live outside of that system into a system that's beneficial for you. Let me try to give some kind of example of what I'm talking to. I'm picking on Sister Toulouse because she whipped me all my life, so I get to pick on her. I ain't supposed to say that on camera. Look, it don't matter if you got a number or not. I can't call it. She don't play that. This is a real one here. Okay, yeah, so that was the disclaimer. But something I told, she can go prior to, she was wanting to do some substitute teaching. She can go to a classroom and teach 20 kids. That's about how many they got in the classroom. Or she can sit at her house in front of a computer, a camera, and do a math problem and teach however many kids that will log on to it around the world. One gonna pay her, probably ashamed to say what they're gonna pay her, because we don't think teachers need to get paid. But if 1,000 families needed a math teacher to tutor their kids and logged on that day and paid for their kid to be in this tutoring class, do y'all think she made more with those thousands of students than what the school system paid her for the 20 that they asked her to come and babysit? Because they ain't got time to teach. Since the Toulouse might have time to teach, because she ain't gonna play that. The kid's gonna tell her, I'm gonna call my mama, and she gonna say, my phone right here. And they gonna change their mind quick. I thought you, what? That's a real one. It's the mindset shit. Say it is available. I just gotta find it. Or God will reveal it to me. We are not lacking anything. What we're lacking is the knowledge of what's available. When we know what's available, then we can shift gears. What God was trying to teach me through this year, of what we're going through is what you've been learning is available to you. Now you learn how to tap into it. How do you tap into it when you're in an adverse situation and it's against you? You tap into it by taking authority over that situation, and you cause the situation to change. Now, for me and my wife, nobody gonna tell us differently that it wasn't doing that made the situation change. And until this day, we haven't seen that particular doctor since. And here we're going into the end of the 6 months of treatment situation, but everything shifts from that moment. Or we could have sit there and said, oh, this what they, I learned something great about it. I don't know, I'm on camera, but you know what I learned about doctors? They don't know just as much as you don't know. You know what I learned? They're trying to figure it out. And the lady even said this, we like mechanics. Yeah, you are like a mechanic. My check engine light on and you don't know why. You got the diagnosis just like everybody else. But if I've been around some check engines and I hear something knocking, I can tell it ain't that. Right? I guess I gotta go get degrees or get a doctor behind my name, and then everybody might listen to me more. Huh? Now, take this medicine and take it 3 times a day, and I said, and take it until it's all gone. And what we gonna do? We're gonna do that. But if I tell you about Jesus, well, you asking me 50 million questions about it works. Does it work? Has it been working for you? Have you seen him working in your life? Have you seen God heal? And I know sometimes, okay, if this person don't get healed or this happened, and then we don't lose faith in who God is because we don't understand fully what's working out together. But we know it's working out together for our good. We don't understand the full grand scheme of things of what's going on because we still have a finite mind and finite thinking, meaning we don't know it all. The best thing sometimes to say is I don't know, instead of trying to find the answer to something that we don't know. But God, hold up, I'm gonna give us this last point. Listen to what the declaration is. Don't enter 2026 dragging old thinking, old limits, old disappointments, old frustrations. You have to exchange it and trade it in for better. Mom used to say, I'm going to put you in God's hand. Take me out of God's hand right now. You don't want to be in God's hand. You know why? Because you're going to say, God, I'm frustrated. And you know what God's going to say is, what you going to do about it? Or you going to change the frustration? You know what frustration is telling you? Something needs to change. If you're frustrated with how the system is working, that frustration is telling you something needs to change. When folks in the olden days was frustrated with how things were, they stood up to those things because they wanted something to change. God sent Jesus into the world to change everything that was taking place at that time. The anointed one has come. And we celebrate Christmas. We celebrate the resurrection. We celebrate Sunday after Sunday. But when are we going to make the choice to live what he has paid for us to live? Now, something else I've accepted as well. I finally accepted it. That everyone is not going to choose to live a better life. That's right. Y'all know what we say with success life, right? Success life looks different for everybody. Your success life is not my success life. My success life is not your success life. So I had to come to grips with that. I had to come to grips with understanding that the blood has been shed for every. Y'all know there's still some people that's going to go to hell and didn't need to because they didn't accept the penalty that had been paid for them through Christ Jesus. For what he suffered for them to go free. They're still going to reject that payment and end up in eternal damnation because of a choice that they wouldn't make. It's no different for us in this year to come or the years to come. We won't experience an abundant life or a better life if we don't make the choice to choose. Who's the choice up to?
Us.
You can choose to be healthy or you can choose to be unhealthy. You can choose to be poor or you can choose to be wealthy. You can choose to be delivered or you can choose to be in bondage. But the choice is up to us. And a lot of times that's the part that we dislike the most, is having to choose. So help me out with another one. We done, but help me out with another one. Why would someone rather accept the choice made for them instead of making their own choice for themselves? So many times we see it. Well, that's what they say. That's what we can have. That's what we can do. Is that the? They what? I think that's where my. And I think sometimes my mindset is warped sometimes. I think my blueprint is unrealistic sometimes. But I don't know what it is on the inside of me that won't settle. I know the time that I could settle, I know that a thing has come to its fullness. I can settle in it. But the time that I can't settle is because I know it ain't done. I know this ain't finished. Yep, I renovated houses for a living. I'm looking forward to what God has given me from learning how to renovate houses. I feel like the 12 that he called when he told them they were fishing and they were fishermen, and he said, I'm going to make you fisher of men now. And I believe that's part of my calling, is not to renovate houses, to renovate people. And when I went into a house and I remodeled the house in my mind, I wasn't settled until it became that what I saw. When it became that, I was done. This man, it looked good. I know if y'all went into my house, I got pictures of them. The color scheme start looking the same. I used to like to see these walls right here, this part of it, this wall color, brown tile. This is something that I prided myself on. All of the houses that we sold, now one person said, I want to change something in it. So I ain't end up market crash and all that happened, but I had the Toulouse model was it. You ain't changing nothing in the house because it looks. My daughter thinks she got it. She do all this design and stuff. She thinks she made it. You ain't made that up. You just an offspring of me. I started the design and stuff. My mom used to come to we get apartments and stuff. I decked the apartment out. Got curtains there. Ooh, who decorated it? What you mean who decorated this? Me, I decorated. You decorated this? What you trying to say? A man can't decorate? And I'm still straight. Ain't no nail sugar in the thing that I can decorate. Yeah, I'm sure good. They're putting colors together. But the fulfillment of a thing coming to its end. And I believe sometimes God is going to be upset because he put so much more into us and we didn't give him no return on his investment. As Miles Monroe would say this, if you go to the graveyard right now, there's songs that never was sung. There's businesses that never was developed or put into place. There's books that were never written. All of it because we was trying to get around to it and never get around to it. I'm going to start one day, and that one day it'll never come. And then on our tombstone, you got your birthday, and you got your death date, and they got that hyphen in between. And if we wait and not do nothing in between, you know what? You can't get back the days that you wasted. They'll never come back. And you say, Lord, Lamar, what if we fail? Try something else. I'm more excited about the person that keep failing but keep trying than the person that never tried at all and never failed. Oh, my mom, we always tell the person that played it safe. You at the end of your journey, oh, look, everyone, but you ain't took no risk. That was easy. Now, I'm not saying don't go be foolish and keep, you don't be like my dad sometimes try to think the Canadian lottery is gonna happen and you gonna be successful. That's what they would call a pipe dream or something, right? But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is don't be afraid to take a chance on yourself. You can do more than you giving yourself credit to do. We do the things that we have to do. If you are a single parent that have kids, have you been raising them? What if you say, man, I don't know how I'm gonna raise these kids? You might have said that early on, right? And you're doing a decent job. You might not say, well, you're doing a good job. They yes. But when you have to, you either will or you won't. But you could. God put it in. God put it in. God put mother in you. He put father in you. Now, some people don't step up to the plate and be what they're supposed to, but it's still on the inside. We have to exchange our way of thinking. Pick up read something different. Find some people doing something different. If it's help wise, find something different. Help. I don't know why. I think I'm just frustrated by this because I know people that have diabetes situations in these situations, but they will not put the soul food down. Now, I know this is an insensitive way to say it, but I mean, this is a friend of mine, so I can say it to him, but I got a bad habit of saying things out. I said, well, die then. If you're not going to change the way what you want, you don't want your foot. Now, for some people, that they need help because of their body situation. But would y'all say 70% or more people do it to themselves because of how our eating habits. Stuff you ate in your 20s and your 30s is what's hurting you in your 70s and your 80s. But you could always change. But we laugh. I ain't no rabbit. Well, yeah, well, be obese then. You got to eat some lettuce sometime. Stand to your feet. I don't know where I wait. Sorry, online family. We exchange the message for the one next week.